Well, let's go out to the video chat and welcome TSN's Milt Stegall. Bomber great joining us from, I'm guessing, Hotlanta this morning. Milt, where we got you at?
Yeah, that's where I'm joining you guys from. And Rod, you have to be special because usually when I'm on television or air, whenever people can see me, I usually have my hair and makeup ready, but I wasn't able to do it today. So you must be special.
Well, you know what? They told me that your good looks melted our video cam yesterday, so we had to do some updates. Milt, I got a lot to get to you with. You spend a lot of time in Toronto. What was your take on the parade and the events of yesterday?
Well, I mean, of course, the parade was something special. That city, they were totally behind the Raptors. You saw fans who truly weren't basketball fans, but when they saw their local team come together, get closer to a championship, you could just see the vibe in the city. Excuse me. But it's unfortunate, that was somewhat dampened by the situation with the shooting of the guns and individuals getting injured. Hopefully there's nothing too severe and no one passes. But it's unfortunate that you have a few that can destroy something that special that very rarely happens in any city, let alone Toronto. So it's unfortunate. Hopefully, like I said, the individuals who did get shot, hopefully they're okay and no one passes or anything like that.
To football, Milt, and what were your takeaways from week one?
Well, there were a lot. You have to start with the Rough Riders. People were thinking that this was going to be their year, starting with the quarterback. Zach Kalaris coming back. They said he had a great offseason, and they didn't need him to be spectacular. You didn't need him to put up Mike Riley or Bo Levi Mitchell numbers with that defense. You just need him to be average. And right now, I don't know if they have a quarterback in place who can be average. Let's be honest about it. Those guys just can't get it done unless something happens overnight. They're going to be in a world of trouble. They're hoping that maybe one of those guys can come out of the shadows and play well, or if they can sign someone else. Otherwise, they're going to have to lean heavily on that defense, more so than they did last year when they went 12-6, because at least they had somewhat of a serviceable quarterback last year. I don't think they have it with what they have on their roster now. Other big story is, of course, what happened in Hamilton with Simone Lawrence. And it's unfortunate that we have to get to that point, but we're in the business of protecting our hot commodities, and quarterbacks are hot commodities. Whatever league you play in, whatever level you play at, the talk is all about player safety. And right now we have to protect our players. I know defense are players also, but quarterbacks are hot commodities, and we have to do whatever we have to do to protect those guys.
Milt, when it comes to planning parades, it's been a while since the team very near and dear to your heart, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, have had it. But they looked good in week one, and a lot of people are thinking this could be their year. I know it's 1 week in, but is this a team that you could see, injuries aside and staying healthy, that could be there at the end?
Well, let's hope so. That city, those fans, they've waited so long. They've supported the Bombers through thick and thin, through everything. So more so than just for the players, past, present, future, whatever it may be, it's for those fans who deserve so much. Like you said, it was week one. We're expecting a lot of things out of the Bombers, but just week one, let's hold our horses. Let's put our foot on the brake and not say, they're ready to hoist the Grey Cup. They look good. And I think everything that happened for them in that game is what they want their team to look like the rest of the year. They don't need Matt Nichols to go out there and throw for a bunch of yards, because their bread and butter is what? Their running game. And that defense is strong. They added Willie Jefferson. They had Adam Big Hill. I think they still have a couple of wrinkles that they have to get ironed out within their defensive backcourt. But I think right now, if they can continue playing the way they looked this past weekend, they have a great opportunity of making it to the Grey Cup.
Milt, our Facebook feed's full of questions all morning about the Rider quarterback situation with the two guys, and Craig Dickinson talking about a split and giving both guys time. What's that like for a receiver, for you, for the other guys on the offense, when you're dealing with backup quarterbacks or uncertainty at that position?
Well, as a veteran receiver, it can get difficult, because regardless how good you are, you can go out there and get open and run the best routes. But if you don't have a quarterback who can get you the ball, it's very frustrating. You try to hold in that anger because you want your quarterback, especially a young guy, to be cool, calm, and collective as possible. And if you're on him in his ear telling him what he needs to do, that's not going to help out the situation. So it can be difficult. you just want to try to make things as easy as possible. You don't want to complicate things. You might need to shave down your offensive game plan a little and ask that quarterback, what do you do best? What do you feel comfortable with when we step out on this field, when it's first and, 10, second and long, second and medium? Whatever that guy feels comfortable with, you have to try to put those things into your game plan to make it easy as possible, because they're going to face some situations where they're going to be rattled. If you're a veteran guy, you're going to be rattled. But if you're a young guy who hadn't played much, who hadn't seen many defenses, you're going to be rattled. So as a veteran, whatever your standpoint is, you have to make sure you keep that young quarterback or that guy who hadn't had much playing time as calm as possible. That gives you your best chance of winning, because you don't want him to think that he has to go out there and have a big game to win the game, because that's very rare that's going to happen. So you just make him understand, just stay calm, stay cool, regardless of what the situation is, and we have an opportunity to win in this game.
Good insight. Great question, Darren. Two quick ones for you, Milt, to end it off. Our poll question today is, what's your game of the week? What's Canada's game? Saskatchewan at Ottawa, BC at Edmonton, or Toronto and Hamilton? What's yours? What's the game that's got you most hot and bothered this week?
Well, I think most of Canada would say, BC. BC at Saskatchewan because of Mike Riley going back to Edmonton, or even Hamilton and Toronto because of their rivalry. But Ottawa, Saskatchewan is going to say a lot. When we saw what Ottawa did last year, where Dom Davis threw 4 interceptions and they were still able to win the game, that defense basically saying a lot. And then you got Saskatchewan right now, where they're going to say, okay, our defense can win us games. And can we get enough out of our quarterback? So that game's right there adds more intrigue than anything. I know those other games may be more high-powered and you may get more points out of them, but this next game between Saskatchewan and Ottawa is going to say a lot. Saskatchewan, they play in the West. We know how tough the West is compared to the East. If they're going to start their season off losing to 2 Eastern teams, it's going to be a tough battle in the West. So that game between Saskatchewan and Ottawa, it has more intrigue than those other 2 games to me.
Wow. Lastly, Milt, Abu Meshrik was devastated. We couldn't get you on yesterday. Our fault, not yours. From the guy that you once said, it's a shame you have to wear a mask because you're so beautiful. Abu said, and I know this to be true, you are such a humble, great guy. What people love about this show is that we're real and we're honest here, Milt. Basically, Abu's saying you're acting on TV with all the bravado and all the this and that. You're a really good dude, man. Are you acting on TV?
You have to market yourself to some degree, and that's what I do. When I'm in front of the camera, when I'm talking to you guys, it's all about marketing. You have to have a big personality, and you guys know this more than anyone. If you don't have a big personality, if you don't have some type of bravado, some type of mystery to yourself, you don't have some type of, you have to be somewhat confident, cocky to a certain degree to be on TV. So that's what I bring. But off camera, I'm a great guy. I think I am. I'm humble. I'm giving. I'll do anything in the world for anyone. But when I'm on camera, I have to add that mystique. And my wife sees me sometimes. She was like, "What are you doing? What are the things you're saying?" But when she goes out shopping all the time, she understands why I'm saying these things. So
I gotcha. Milt, hey, I look forward to seeing you on the road. I think we lost you. Milt, you're the best, man. Thanks for this, and enjoy the games.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, and they call him the Turtle Man because of his abs. That's what abs said.
Looks like when you flip a turtle over on the back?
That's what a boot.
Really?
Looks like the top of the turtle. Yeah. So anyways, there's Milt Stegall. He's a super guy. Really enjoy his visits.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.